We'd like to share with you the story of the Warrensburg, Missouri congregation in Missouri-Arkansas District, where almost 2 decades ago the congregation was down to about 15 members. During a time of pastoral transition, they looked around and realized that within that group of 15, there were a handful of persons who were already credentialed ministers working in secular work. As they looked at those folks and discovered within them the gifts and talents needed to form a ministry team, they found that there was an opportunity to solve their needs for ministerial leadership in a new and creative way, and that creative way has continued to this day. So let's take a look and listen to their story.
The Warrensburg congregation has a lot of experience with plural ministry. Back in 2004, the congregation discovered they had enough experienced ministers in their own congregation to provide pastoral leadership. But when the entire 6-person team decided at the same time that they could no longer continue in that role, the congregation was faced with a decision.
There was kind of a almost audible gasp, what are we going to do? And then a committee was formed to figure out what's our transition going to look like. And having a single full-time or part-time pastor was one of the options, of course. And then we explored, well, can we create a new team? And the team concept had been working so well. At least when I first began attending this church, it was beautifully done and seamless, it looked like, as an outsider. So we applied and we were interviewed and the decision was made. And so here we are, and it's been a year on January 1. And it, I believe, has gone very well.
Barbara is the only member of the team with prior full-time pastoral experience.
I work multiple jobs, and it just wouldn't be feasible for me to be able to be the only pastor somewhere, and so I think the team model is really beautiful. I was called to the set-apart ministry by this congregation. I am currently attending seminary at Bethany Theological Seminary, and so working with this group has really made it possible for me to be able to serve the congregation in a capacity that I'm able to.
Each of the other members of the team has an area of ministry that they take the lead on. Teresa Pierce has experience with the healing ministry, anointing, and provides regular prayer opportunities for the congregation. Melody Iyer takes the lead on administrative tasks. Barbara Siney heads up the visitation needs and works with the deacons.
I found that it was pretty natural for me to visit and to work with people who are having a surgery or in the hospital or just need some visitation and or need some help at home for some particular reason, and I find that rewarding and it seems to help the team, so I've been working into that, and at the first of the year my title will be Pastoral Care Coordinator.
I think in the very beginning we weren't quite sure who was going to do what or what exactly what things would look like, but I think as we went along and practiced and tried different things, we've each kind of found our niche, that area that we really feel passionate about and feel comfortable with. Preaching is not my thing, and I never intended to be a pulpit preacher, but I have to say, and I preach probably about once a month, once every 6 weeks. I really do enjoy the challenge of that and the process, and I'm feeling more and more comfortable.
But team members often find different ways to enrich the congregation. Melanie combined a Christmas labyrinth worship service with a traditional hanging of the greens at Christmas time.
We always have a short worship service afterwards, and I just seen this idea of having a labyrinth experience with the greenery, and that it was a way to represent the light, waiting for the light this part of the season.
Having served at the United Methodist Church as a solo pastor of 4 different congregations, I can tell you this is a dream compared to that, because the pastoral care concerns are shared. You know that you have others that would step in if it needed to be.
I think the key is communication and mutual care and respect. So making sure that we're open with each other about what's going on in our own lives, what we've got on our plate, asking for help or delegation if we need it. And I think we really do just love and care about each other.
We sort of instinctively pick up when we see something's missing, and we talk to each other a lot. We use the text feature on our phone several times a week, where to be clear about who's gonna be where, when, and who's gonna bring the bulletin, you know, or get those run off, or what do we need to be putting on our next agenda, and what do we need to be thinking about and considering. And it's been a joy.
This model works at Warrensburg, members say, because of a long-standing tradition of calling out and affirming members' gifts for ministry and an appreciation for diversity.
As parishioners, we knew how much we enjoyed, how much we benefited from that team model. You never knew, I mean, no 2 weeks back to back were alike, because you have different personalities, different styles. Some of them would always sing a certain hymn, or, you know, and I came to really, really appreciate just the beauty in not knowing what to expect from week to week.
What I bring to the team is continuity. I've been here the longest, I think. And I do remember when it was a single pastor. It is a bonus to have many talented people working, preaching, and planning different creative fellowships and worship services.
It just seems it just works seamlessly. That's all I've got to say about that.